Hey there, this is Gabe Belanger, and I'm here to talk to you about ChatGPT and if it's time to pay for it. And I also wanted to mention that I have Yancy here, and she's going to talk to me. Hello, Yancy.
Yes.
Talk to me
Hi,
about what you
everyone.
think. Hello.
Hi,
So
everyone.
yeah, with this ChatGPT, there's a way you can actually pull information, and you can get that information from websites or images and different things, and then extract the information and even convert it into documents, presentations, images, or even audio. So that's what I wanted to talk about, this new power of ChatGPT. Now, Yancy, in your job, do you have to do much of this kind of work, like just in general?
Well, yes. For example, in a social media part, there's a lot of things to create. And so having a tool that can assist to create images, like you said, it would be great to have some tool like this. And
Mhm.
also, there are, different admin things that involves like creating emails. Or creating reports. So I believe that this tool is great to be efficient, basically.
Yeah, and Browser Pro is one of the tools. So if we just talk about it, is it time to pay for ChatGPT? So my demo here, I'm just going to talk about how you can collect and analyze information from pictures, documents, and websites, and even more than that, videos as well. So you could watch a 1 hour video, or you can just automate the whole process, and then get the information you need. So for one of these options, Browser Pro, you have to pay for the Chat GPT subscription, which is $20 US per month. But the other one is Link Reader. That is a free tool that does quite a good job, does many things, most of the things that Browser Pro does. But we'll focus a little bit on Browser Pro and show more of what it does. And just remember, when you're using it, you're going to run into limits. And after a while, it's not going to work. And that happened to me today. I was going crazy, trying all kinds of different things, preparing stuff. And then I hit the limit and I couldn't do it anymore. So
Mhm.
that was kind of, I had to stop. So remember, ChatGPT is not confidential. So whatever information you're putting in here, if you're using this, just know that it's used to train ChatGPT, and it might actually get on the internet in the next version of ChatGPT. It could also be shared. So one way around it is to remove any client or sensitive info, and then that way, without that sensitive info in there, you're not going to be worried that it's getting on the public internet or with Chat GPT. So back to the presentation here. Let's try a live demo. Recently, someone said, "What? You're just talking too much." So go to the limo. So the demo, not the limo. So here we go. So right now, I just wanted to talk about Browser Pro. But to start with, let's go into ChatGPT just to kind of orient ourselves. So we're in ChatGPT, and if I can figure out how to scroll up, yep, we can go and explore the GPTs, and we can just type in, link reader, and this is the free product. So we'll start out with that one. And then there's Link Reader. So I click on Link Reader and I can start using it right away. So I've done a few things with Link Reader before, but you can see it says you can read any links, website, YouTube, PDF, PowerPoint, images, Word docs, OCR, search and browse the web. So you can pull the information as well from the web. You can pull things like, the video content and images. Now, OCR, what we mean by that is, let's say we have a document and then we want to turn that document into something digital. I have a contract I signed. I don't have the digital copy, but I want to turn that into a Word document. That's what we mean by OCR, optical character recognition. It turns like a picture into a Word document, and that can be very useful. So there's one use case maybe for people to use. So let's go here down to Link Reader. So what I did in the past here, just recently, I went to, just kind of waiting for that to load. I went to look at the Canadian budget, and I found a YouTube video right here about the Canadian budget, the federal budget that just came up. It's an hour-long video. So I could read this, I could watch this whole video, and I could make, notes. I could see what other people think, or I can just actually get the information myself. So that's the thing about the live, is that this link reader history doesn't seem to show. So got that one up. Okay, so let me just scroll up and go through how it works here. So what I did is I took the video URL. I just took this. I went into a link reader and I pasted it in here, and automatically it came up with this summary. Oh, sorry, I'm bouncing around. So the content from YouTube at the link provided appears to be CBC special news presentation, highlights and the struggles Canadians face with high living costs, etc. So now, instead of watching that whole video, we can ask a question like, what funding will there be for AI? And this will just pull the information we want to know out of that hour-long video. So in here, it's saying, oh no, it didn't really mention in the video. So that's not in the video, not their fault. So then we can ask, what funding for housing? And I believe they will talk about that. And here's some key points. So they just go over it, and we can drill down deeper because this chat has actually used the video to pull the information. So just based on that, Yancey, what do you think? Do you think this is at all useful? Let me fix it. You think this is at all useful in what you do, being able to, go to videos and just ask questions of videos? Could you see how that might help you
Yes.
in your work?
It provides like efficiency, like I said, and also speed my job, like giving me a big picture of what I need. If I need a specific question, like you said, I'm looking for that specific content. Is this content here? And definitely the chat will let me know that. So it makes easy, it saves time for me, so I can dedicate and focus on other tasks. So I
I
can
can
move.
think, I can think of one thing, maybe like sometimes we put you in the position where you're reading something about the IT or tech work and you're not sure the context. So maybe
Right.
you can use this to look up, Microsoft 365, licensing. And then instead of watching the video, you can put in the link for the video and, ask it questions. And if you picked a good video, it should really provide that info.
Yes, it makes sense. That's
So
true.
that might help with context for you, right? So
Yes,
okay.
correct.
Yeah, so let's go here. So we've got our answers about it. So that's what Link Reader does. Now that's the free tool, right? So then I have another one with Link Reader, and this one's to me, this is a little cooler. So in this case, what I did is I took an image and I uploaded that image file, and I'm just finding that the internet speed is really slow. So I'll just kind of show you what I mean. So I had this software error recently with a client. Just have to get it on screen here. So here's the software error. The person was good enough to give me a screenshot of that error. So here's a typical error with complicated software. Don't really know off the top of my head, how to resolve this error. You can see it's an image file, right? So what I did is I took that image file. I took that image file and I put it into this tool, Link Reader, and it looks like I've closed the whole thing. So I'm gonna have to start again. So let me do that. But basically, I took that image file, that error message I was talking about, and I put it into the Link Reader tool. And in the Link Reader tool, it was able to figure out what the error message was and also tell me how to troubleshoot it. So I asked that question, how do I troubleshoot it? You can see I've done some more things like that. So this is what I'm talking about. I just fed in the image and it provided that. So rather than waiting for this to work, why don't I just go in and do the real demo, if you will. So here's the software error that I mentioned. So I'm loading it in, and hopefully I have enough with my ChatGPT to work. You can see it's working away. And what it's going to do is provide a little bit of understanding of what it is. And then I'm just going to ask a question about how to troubleshoot this. So Yancy, sometimes I know you're getting screenshots and errors and things like that. So do you think this might help, like putting an image in here and then asking a question about the error? Might that
I,
help you?
yes, of course. It will make sense, especially with things that I am lack of knowledge, like IT
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Definitely, it will give me a better sense. And even if you type there, make it simple for a non-tech
yeah.
savvy, it will make it
So
easy.
I think that image uploaded properly. So you know what? I may have run out of my usage of it. So let me just see what is this error and how to solve it. So let's see what we get. So I even spelled error wrong, and it's probably going to do a good job. So there's that
Yes.
screenshot error. Now you can imagine in other businesses, maybe there's a picture of a piece of hardware or something broken. And I'm going to reference something to do with plumbing shortly, where it kind of talks about, what it's seeing from a plumbing problem. So it's just a person takes a picture of a bursted pipe, and that's it. So here we go. So here's link reader. It took this image, it turned it into text, and it's churning away here slowly. So it'll actually give us a little bit of time for me to go on to something else I wanted to reference. And that something else is kind of this website here, which is I'm going to put in either a comment or description after, and it just talks about Browser Pro and what it can do. Now, Browser Pro is the paid version. So Browser Pro, while this is working away, we can just get onto Browser Pro. So what are its use cases? Well, enhance your web experience with Browser Pro, information retrieval, advanced search capability, and makes visual data to aid in your online. So you can pull info from websites and make graphs and charts. Researchers and academics, business professionals, quick info retrieval, market research, presentation creation, etc. So let's go back. So what happened is we put in that image, the error. It mentions what the error is. It pulled it off of the picture. And then it says this error typically indicates the system is unable to instantiate an OLE object or authentication server. This can be caused by a number of issues such as missing or unregistered components, damage, permission, etc. Here are some troubleshooting steps. So you can see just from an image there, we actually got something useful. So what do you think about that, Yancy? Do you think, like, would you try that? Would you, if you had a screenshot error and someone was asking, like, is this easy to fix? Would you try this, or what do you think? Would it be useful?
Yes, it will definitely to provide a quick response to the client that they're looking
Mhm.
for a fast solution. Everyone that prefers to send a chat, can this be done? So they want a quick response. So instead of me waiting for calling the tech and asking, what do you think about this? So it will be a better way to resolve the issue faster.
Yeah, and I think people, like, the way I like to think about it is it's kind of like you have a smart person sitting there, and you can just give them a picture like a real person and say, like, okay, that's the error. What do you think we should do? That's kind of how I think of AI in general. So you can see it's still spilling away all its other thoughts. So if we go down, I thought this might be useful here. So how do we use Browser Pro? So now we're in that paid version, not the free version, but the paid. So here's a concise guide for web browsing and content retrieval. So you use L to fetch information from web pages. Advanced search, perform detailed searches, web, or maybe you want to search for images or news. And then the input query, language, country type, etc. Visual data generation, images, maps, graphs, screenshots, document creation. It can create PDFs, documents like Word, Sheets, or Excel, or I presume, yeah, right here, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. It can also do text to speech audio. So convert text to the spoken word. And I can see how this could be really useful at times. So if we look at quickly at some of what they did, again, they summarized this video here. All you do is type in summarize, put in the link, and it gives a little bit of summary of that video. Here's a mind map for an article. Create a mind map for this article. And the mind map here kind of goes to the article and it just summarizes the general concept. Recently, I use this myself, and I asked the question of, what are the typical business processes for property management company? And it just gave me some great images. I can also take a screenshot of a website. So this might, you can do this pretty quickly yourself, but here's a screenshot of the website. But if that website is changing and you just run the command, that might be useful. And then there are extensions as well. So the core features are web content retrieval, advanced internet search, visual data creation, document creation, custom screenshot, text to speech. So I just wanted to go through that quickly because there is a little bit of a delay. So I'm going to try this. So I'm seeing I have a network error. The network error is not on my end, but I guess it's with ChatGPT. So let me skip over to the Browser Pro here. So with Browser Pro, what I thought I would do is I look at the Canadian budget that just came out, the federal budget. And if we scroll up here to the top, I put in the link and I asked it to do a few things. So there are some specific options. So I put in the link to the federal budget for Canada. Sorry about the delay here. So here's the link for the Canadian budget. I typed it in and it gave a summary without me prompting. It just gave a summary. And then from there, it provided the table of contents. And then it kind of said, well, what are the key highlights? Here are some questions. So it's giving us the questions that we might want to ask based on it. How does Canada's budget address gender, etc.? And then it gave us some browser menus. I'm going to put a link in the description of the video for these browser menu questions, like show all ways for deep understanding, etc. So I tried a couple of these out. So I typed in DU to show the browser menu, and we'll see if I can get that here. And there are the browser menu options. So you can see we can type in CA and it'll do a contrast analysis, reflective quotation, fact check, etc. So I did the FC fact check and it said, well, no, there's really no fact check that makes sense for the link you gave me. So I went on, I did SM, and that was for the structured mind map. It couldn't do it. So I did SS. Now SS shows a list of all the commands. So there's the commands. And then I did a contrast analysis. And again, it's saying for the contrast analysis, we would need to have a comparing document. So that didn't really work out for them. So you can just see that with this, you have a lot more options with the Browser Pro. And that's just based on me putting in a link. Now, it also tried to guide me through the contrast analysis. Here's a basic framework for how you could do an analysis. If you gave, I think it's trying to say, give me the link to the 2003 federal budget compared to 2024, and now you can get a contrast analysis. So it's even guiding me on how to use that contrast analysis. So another thing to do here, look at, would be the PC specs and upgrades. So what I did is I took the specs from a computer, just a PDF document I got from the manufacturer, and I put in the PDF file, and then I asked a few questions. So again, it's one of those things where, I put in the document, I just attached it into Browser Pro, And then I asked, can we upgrade the memory and storage on this computer? If so, by how much? And it just gave me the accurate, perfect answers that I'm often looking up myself. So just by feeding in that PDF file. So we may say to ourselves, well, okay, how much time am I really saving? I can just open the PDF and read it. It's almost as good as, taking the time to download the PDF and put it in here. But why do you think why do you think it might be good? Like, do you have any idea why this might be good for an organization to do?
Of course, it's
Maybe
cost
you don't
and
though. Maybe
time.
it is a dumb concept in this case, right?
Yeah, it depends. It depends, of course, what the company is looking for. But if they're looking for a fast response, this is the way to do it. Of course, when you're looking for information in ChatGPT, you need to ask the right questions. So if not, I mean, you will be browsing ChatGPT and will give you a lot of information that you might not need it. So you have
Yeah,
to be specific.
yeah, and in this case, I uploaded the spec sheet for a computer, and then I asked the question, can we upgrade the memory and storage? Now, normally I just do this myself. I go to the internet and I look it up, and it's pretty quick. But why do I think this is good? Well, now I can turn this into a system, and I can ask somebody else to do this, right? So I could ask you to do this, Yancy.
Right.
You may say, oh, like, don't ask me that.
What is that?
But then if I say, oh well, just get the spec sheet. Here's the website. Put it into ChatGPT and ask these questions. And sometimes these questions can get very complicated. I'm kind of having trouble scrolling down here, but if I'm able to, you can see the answers are very thorough.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm able to. I also asked, can we enable Microsoft BitLocker encryption on it? Now, I might ask that again to you. I might ask you to look that up, and you're like, how do I know? So you don't actually need to know with ChatGPT, and this gives us, a whole new systematic way to provide other people a way to get the answers, and probably quicker than the person who does it normally, because you're using the automation. So that was a cool one that I liked. Now another one with the browsing part here, the browsing uh, browser pro, which is the paid version, is I went through a whole bunch of prompts that I pulled from this website. So this website will be in the video description later. So I went through a whole bunch of pre-made prompts just to try them out. So if we go fetch the contents of wikipedia.org, right? What it'll do is it gives us the contents of the website. So you can see the contents of wikipedia.org. And then it gives you, some other questions you might want to ask. It also reminds you, to list all the browser menu options. And so, does Wikipedia cost money? So, okay, that's an easy answer. But you can just ask it questions based on the fact that it already knows things itself. So, generate a map showing the location of Yellowstone National Park with a zoom level of 10. So, if you're a web designer or you just need an image, that's a pretty quick, easy way to get it. And then, of course, you can just download this file, right? They're not trying to make it difficult. They're trying to make it easy. Having trouble scrolling down. Okay. So then create a bar graph showing internet usage statistics by age group. I'll need specific data you'd like to include in the graph. Can you provide the age groups and corresponding? So I didn't do that, but you can see that if we just answered it a little bit, it would give us that information. Wow. Okay. And again, I did a little more here. Oh, having trouble navigating this thing. Wow, up and down. So that was create a bar graph. And then I asked to get a screenshot of the website, and it made the screenshot right here, capture the product page for Amazon.com, so-and-so. And sorry, there's no such website. So that was kind of like a generic one. But if you put in it, you can get these screenshots. So you may say, big deal, I can do it myself. But if you need 50 screenshots, then all of a sudden this becomes your good friend, right? Yeah, so that's it for these prompts. And I pulled these prompts from this website. There's a lot of prompts just to show you what it can do. A couple other things here. Yeah, so the Browser Pro commands, there are a lot of commands that we can use. So I asked, what are all the commands you can use with Browser Pro? And actually this did not work because it wasn't aware of it, right? So ChatGPT doesn't know Browser Pro. And if the information's not out there, you're not actually going to get what you want. Another thing I did quickly here was with some Trump news. Now I'm in the free link reader, and I basically, I don't know, but I wanted to know about the latest article on Trump in the New York Times. So what's the latest article from New York Times on Trump? Here it is. They gave the Trump article, summarize and put it in a Word document. So it did that. I click here to download the document. And just to show you, let's pretend that error's not there. Oh, okay. Yeah, so just to show you, let me try that again. Code interpreter session expired. Okay, so I guess you have to do it while it's happening. I should be able to pull this summarized document just to show you what I got. So let me try that. Yeah, so here's the article that it generated based on that. So if we see here, we have the article talking, summarizing what that story was on the New York Times. So this is something that's very quick and easy, and there can be several use cases if we consider it's pulling the information off the internet, it's pulling it off a video, it's pulling it off of an image. Maybe it's a paper document that you took a picture of. It can convert that into characters and do all kinds of useful things for us, especially those repetitive tasks that take quite a bit of time. So I'd like to do a little bit of a demo here. So let me go with the link reader. This is the free product. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a picture here of a leaking pipe, okay? So pretend I took a picture of my leaking pipe and I wanted to know how to fix it. So I put it in and then I say, what is this and how can I fix it? So there's the picture. Obviously something doesn't look good. And now link reader is going to provide us a bit of an answer. The image shows pipe appears to be leaking water, signs of corrosion. Here's the approach you should consider. So to me, that was way better than me trying to answer it myself. Would you know how to fix that pipe just looking at it, Yancy?
No idea.
No idea, me neither. So now it does say call a professional, so that's kind of smart. But the idea there is that we get all the instructions. So if we want to be do-it-yourselfers, we have a way to do it, and it's pretty quick, wasn't it? So I have a couple other documents in here. So this is the original PDF file. There's the original error, and that's the leaking pipe. So beyond that, just to go over it with Browser Pro, what we get is a lot more accurate responses. Can read any links, PDF videos, and it can create 10 types of files like mind maps, spreadsheets, and search-derived contents. So it really is a step above Link Reader. Link Reader is free, but again, it does quite a good job as well in converting from an image into a Word document. So again, if you have a picture of a contract, you can turn that into a Word document using this tool. And I can think of times that I'm doing that constantly. So that's really it. That's what we have in ChatGPT. We have the free version called Link Reader. It pulls the information and can present it in different formats that we like. We can ask it questions, whether it's a video, an image. I can imagine in my mind that if we had 10 screenshots of computer errors and you weren't sure how to approach it, you could use Link Reader right now. Nancy, does that sound fair enough?
Well, we have to try it out. I mean, which one would you recommend? Like, from a business perspective, is it better to have free link reader or Browse Pro?
I think the way I mean, I've already got the paid version because I'm using other parts of ChatGPT, but I think the best way to go about it would be to use the free version and try it and find use cases that are good. Now, can you think of a couple use cases? I would use the link reader for free, and then if I really want the paid version, I'd get the paid version. But can you think of a few use cases for yourself and any of the work, based on what we saw here?
The immediate
Maybe not. I
case
don't
I
know.
can think it's the image reader,
Hmm.
because there are a lot of IT things that, I mean, I'm not an expert, and if I need a quick response, I can use that as an immediate option. That's the one I'm thinking now.
Right. Yeah. And I did take that error, that I showed in the demo, and I did use it, and I asked a whole bunch of questions about how to resolve it, and it got me on the right track. And it actually, I think it's going to give me the resolution because that error hasn't been resolved yet. So,
Yes.
but
Okay.
yeah. So I think is there anything you wanted to add or any questions that might have come up in your mind as we're going through?
Well, just to mention that, I mean, I think that ChatGPT can also help, not only business, but also personal things, like you show how to fix that pipe,
Right.
or even students, they can look for that. So, I mean, it's a great way to use it. But of course, I believe that there are some details and errors that we need to put attention to that. And even the chat tells you that might be some inconsistencies on that.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's good to have that in mind, that it's not the final response of what GPT will share, but of course you have to use the right way to have this information. I mean, to how you're going to use it, how you're what the type of questions you're going to ask. So I think it's a great tool, but I mean, it's just a tool. It's just a tool.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're not we're not saying that AI is going to replace people, but people using AI will replace just people. And I can see how I'd be replaced easily in that plumbing scenario because I wouldn't have known all that. And my first thought would be to just Google it and hope I get a good answer. But sometimes we have to Google and wade through all kinds of stuff to get good information. And the cool part about ChatGPT and these kind of tools is that you're getting good information right from the beginning, and that's where search is really getting hurt because a lot of your searches are going to give you things that are not useful, maybe even bring you to websites that are malicious. So it's kind of
Right.
cool to have a place here. One thing that I know we talk about a lot is the policies and processes, how we operate, and I know that can get complicated. And I'm not ready to do this, but if my processes, my company could be put on the internet, if I wasn't worried about it, that would be a good use case where we put our processes on the internet, sorry, on the link reader, and then we just ask it questions. We ask scenarios like, should I do this or should I do that, or is it correct to do this? And it's going to answer you based on what the processes of your company say, which could just
Yes.
be a Word document. So that's probably something you'd like, but I think it would be a little bit of something I don't want to do because I don't want to share
Exposing.
our
Yes,
process.
of
Yeah,
course.
but the way around that, as I said in another video, is to have a local uh, uh, GPT on your computer that's not shared, and that we can load many documents too. So I've gone through and made one quick copy, so maybe we'll have that
Hmm.
soon for ourselves.
Okay, great. That's great. I mean, the
So,
more automation, it's the business is growing fast. We don't spend that many hours on working on a task, on building a report, reading.
yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah, and especially the work that's really hard requires a lot of concentration. Like you have a bunch of reports to analyze. That whatever is really difficult and takes concentration, that's really, I think, where these kind of tools shine. So hopefully these demos are useful for people. You don't have to go looking out for the information. You don't have to use the documents, uh, that paper documents. You can convert them into digital, and then you can either download the file using the OCR conversion, or you can ask questions of that document. So there's so many things you can do with Link Reader, and also with Browser Pro. Browser
Mhm.
Pro goes way deeper in terms of giving you different options to create documents, and audio files from text and all kinds of things. So
Right. Yes. And of course,
okay.
to motivate people to use the free version, so you can save money as well. So
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, we just have to remember with the free version, you may run out of usage, like happened to
Yes.
me.
Limited
Uh,
way.
yeah, so you have to remember you're not going to use it all day long. You're going to run out of usage, and then it might say, like for me, it said come back in 2 hours.
You have to
So
wait.
that's what I did.
That's right. That's
Uh,
good.
okay, well, thanks for your time, Nancy, and I hope everybody has a good day.
Yes. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.